Cuba is getting some freedom, apparently.
Cuba is next.
Cuba.
Is Cuba, whatever you do with the military there, it seems like something. Will that look more like Iran or Venezuela?
Can't tell you that. I can tell you that they're talking to us. It's a failed nation. They have no money. They have no oil.
100%. It is a failed nation. You see the videos of in YouTube, the quality of life there is sometimes even worse than a third world country, man. Jesus.
They have no nothing. They have nice land. They have nice landscape, you know. It's a beautiful island.
Yeah, they look it's like beautiful island for a holiday. Go in, but even the restaurants don't have a service, and is a lot of YouTubers when go there, they need to get some Cuban pesos and change the money, and it's so fucking hard to get everything and rent a car, so it's definitely failing. Definitely is don't have a lot of tourists there, so there's no more money coming in sometimes because it's too much trouble go to Cuba. Even if it look like a good, a beautiful place.
I think they have great people. You know, I know so many people from Cuba that were treated terribly, and they're over here and they became rich. They're very entrepreneurial people, very smart. I know a lot from Florida, especially. There's so many people. A friend of mine started over with nothing. He's now the largest owner of gas stations in the country and stuff. I mean, Cuban. I also know, I was just with a fantastic person who's Cuban and made a fortune in sugar. You know, Fanjul family, right? And this family wants to go back to Cuba to visit it. They haven't been back in like 50 years or something. They come from.
Yeah, because there are political people who run, probably from the opposition. So, yeah, it's hard for some people. Very hard.
Largely come from Cuba. And we'll see what happens. They were asking me about that. They want to go back. Not only Fanjul, a lot of Cubans have said, "Oh boy, would they love to go back." I think Cuba, I don't know, it's in its own way, for tourism and everything else. It's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. You know, they won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba see the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened.
You know he's fooling around. Come on. No, take Cuba like it. What? Another state? No, but probably they changed the government and they implement some new system, a democratic system, so they can get some investment from outside and get the country running. And I hope so for the Cubans. So we have some riots in Cuba. They really want a change in the system.
Fed up residents in Cuba taking to the streets in a rare show of public protest against the country's communist government. Over the weekend, video went viral showing protesters setting a Communist Party headquarters building on fire. Those protests driven by a deepening economic crisis, with Cuba on the verge of collapse after being cut off from Venezuelan oil.
I hope they can get a new system so they can progress and they can get out of the 1900s there. Yeah. Welcome to the new century.
Been widespread fuel shortages with massive power outages. In some areas, the government has ordered mandatory blackouts that have lasted an entire day, leaving residents without electricity, food
Well, they don't have oil for make more electricity, I suppose. Without the Venezuelan oil, no Iranian oil.
Storage or basic services. This also comes as the Trump administration has called on Cuba's president to make a deal before it's too late.
You know, people have been waiting 50 years to hear this story with Cuba. When I left Palm Beach today, there were thousands of people on the road. I'm sure you saw them. And they were from Cuba and from Venezuela, all friendly, waving the flag and waving the American flag. They've been waiting 50 years for what's happening with Cuba. So I think something will happen with Cuba pretty quickly.
Over the weekend, Cuba's government confirmed for the first time.
Jesus, look at that. That's Jesus Christ. You want see some image, some video from a third world country. It's like that, but they have more people and more cars, more motorbikes. So it's full of something. Here it's no one. It's just a few people and look desertic. Jesus Christ.
That talks with the U.S. were underway as the crisis deepens.
Look.
There are also reports of potential.
That is a big street, probably in the capital, maybe.
Deal could include easing some sanctions as well as new U.S. investments and business opportunities there on the island. Thank you. Developing this.
Good luck, Cuba. Good luck.